believe in first impressions.
Okay.
So,
Alright, word. Is this thing on? We're back with another podcast. I have here on the platform, in flesh, in person. You know, you guys last heard of him just when I started podcasting. Me and him had did a virtual interview. It was just audio. But here we are. We have in person Dondonthegreat. He came from Minnesota. He came to support me at the showcase. And we had so much fun. How was the showcase for you? How was it? How was Jersey? Matter of fact, that's the first question.
so far, I'm enjoying Jersey. Like, I'm loving Jersey, and the showcase was phenomenal. So many talented artists. The way it was put together. Shout out to Mike Gibb. That the event was just. It was what, immaculate.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. It went really well. But we'll be right back. All right, we're back. All right, so for me, yeah, the showcase was definitely fire. But since our last conversation, like I said, I brought you on the platform before, back in 2022. What new projects or ventures have you, have embarked on?
Well, since then, I want to, be honest. First, give Vernlogic her flowers because she started. She was the first podcast interview I actually did, whether it was over audio or not. It was, the first official podcast I did. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, facts.
And then ever since then, I kind of been doing like a lot of podcasts. It was like a domino effect.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That one podcast started a whole bunch of them, and then from there, I started getting more in tune with music, stepping out a little bit more, just showing the people my face and going around the city more like that, doing little shows here and there, and really tapping into like credit and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, just seeing, pushing and seeing what I'm able to do as far as other than just music.
Yeah. How are you able to have music and utilize other lanes that you want to venture off to? Where I feel you. How has your artistic direction or focus evolved over the past few years?
I would say I'm more strategic with the way I move and what it is where I'm putting my time and my energy. I would say because time you can't get back. So me knowing what I put out into the world is energy, and energy doesn't die. Energy comes back. I've been trying to put out things where I will be uncomfortable so I can grow and not stick to where I'm comfortable at, and that's music. So juggling music and other ventures, it's been uncomfortable, but I've been growing and adapting to it at the same time. Yeah.
That's what's up. Word. I know you noticed. I know you spoke about credit. Can you share your approach to building and maintaining good credit as an artist, or just as an entrepreneur or businessman? At the end of the day.
Yeah. What I would say for artists, because I honestly just learned, and I self-taught, YouTube University. That's what they call it. But you are a business. You have a service. Your talent is your service. So with that being said, you ain't even gotta go out and get the LLC. You can do sole proprietor, I believe, and and start there because you're still a product at the end of the day. And once I figured that out, I just went the LLC route and did the Dondonthegreat LLC, and it's been tough because it's not something that the people that's around at the time was something that they were interested in or even something that they knew about. So it was something I had to like figure out on my own. I had to find my own coaches and shit like that, but it worked.
That's what's up. And do you feel like it's benefiting you since now you've been self-taught about credit? Do you feel like it's working for you? Do you feel like it's made an impact in how you maneuver through life now?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I feel like everything needs credit. Like, you want a crib, you want to be able to go to a lot, pull off a lot with the car you want. You don't hear about things like that. They're going to be asking you, what's your credit? How's your payment histories and stuff like that. So yeah, credit's been making my life a lot better, and not having to touch physical cash and stuff like that. You know, it shows that you're responsible and trustworthy when it comes to banks and other lenders like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Do you have any advice for emerging artists on managing finances and utilizing credit wisely?
Just start your LLC ASAP as soon as possible. Start an LLC because the day you started you start building history the day you started. So the longer you wait, the longer you're missing out on building history for your LLC, and that matters. That matters a lot. So yeah, I would say start today. Get your LLC.
Definitely, and I feel like that will help people in a sense of like not to give too much sauce, but like there's different tiers when it comes to funding for your LLC. So I feel like once you really learn the basis of what you need to do, you'll know how to level up into starting. If they give you $500, then they give you 1,000, then they give you 10, 20, 30, 50,000. So
Yeah.
I feel like once you educate yourself on that, and it's so simple, you don't need to do like those $1,000, $2,000 classes. Everything is really accessible, and I'm a budget friendly type of person. So if I can self teach myself, then I don't have to spend $1,000 to learn from somebody else, because everybody's perspective is not your perspective.
Facts. You can't buy them a gym or two. Oh, so I would say anybody that's under 600, check out Kickoff. You check out Kickoff and see where you fit in there. And then there's something else called Self. That's another gym. Check them both out. And then I would say, what was the other one? A secure card. Like, you don't need an unsecured card right away. Get a secure card, and the money that you put on the card, that's the limit that you're gonna start out with. And for trade lines, there's another term for it, which is authorized users. So if you have anybody in your family that got credit and they do very well with responsibility, I would say, see if you can get on their credit card as an authorized user, and you don't need the credit card. You just want to piggyback off of them, and that can get you only so far, but it'll help a lot, and it help with credit utilization, everything. Credit limit it's a beautiful thing. So if you got somebody in your family that you can trust, and they trust you, ask to be an authorized user on their card.
Absolutely. I feel like once you, like I said, once you educate and learn and learn everything that you need to do as far as financially being where you need to be, because sometimes you don't have to work that 9 to 5 for 10, 15, 20 years, depending on a 401k or what they tell you that you can get and what the benefits are, when the whole time you can just utilize your credit and capitalize off of it. So where do you envision yourself in your career in the next 5 years? Like, do you have like a 5-year plan, or you're more of like, let me see what these next 365 days is for me type of thing?
like I'm planning that far ahead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say 5 years. I'm not planning that far into the future, because just how things is moving right now, we can have a war tomorrow,
Yeah.
But as far as like a year or two from now, yeah, I'm definitely planning for that, because just in case we do get there. I'm planning on dropping more music videos this year, and by the end of this year, hopefully, I ain't gonna say hopefully, but by the end of this year, I will have an 850 credit score.
Okay.
So that's one of my goals. And by next year, the beginning of the year, like 3 months in, I would say I'm trying to have a facility. Well, I will have a facility where artists can come and not just have just studios and photography and videographer work, but they can actually learn how to set up a business, because they need to learn that they are a business.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're branding something so somebody else can invest in it, in a sense. So it's like if you're going to a label, or and I say go independent. I'm all about going independent, make an LLC, and just go crazy with it. But say you're going to a label, you have to brand yourself and be like, this is what I can do. This is the numbers I can hit, and this is my demographics. You're profiling yourself in order to get the biggest investment possible. I was gonna say, my bad.
No,
what milestones are you aiming to achieve? Like, do you have like main goals that you're focused on, and in a sense you're breaking it down to smaller goals to get to where you need to be?
I would say for milestones, networking and being like remembered. I believe in first impressions.
Okay.
So networking and just being in the right rooms, talking to the right people, and putting myself out there more. I would say that's more of like a milestone, and I've been doing that kind of since I've been out here.
Yeah.
And as far as with the food owner and restaurants, artists, people that's doing visual arts, just networking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. So how has your time been in Jersey since you've been here for, a few days? How do you like it? I know it's your first time out here.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot, to the point where I'm gonna come back and see what it's like when it's hot, because that's what everybody's telling me. They like, yo, you should come back more like when
it's warmer.
Yeah, like they it's more active, and what they call it, the boardwalk.
The boardwalk, Pier Village,
Yeah. I want to check that out when it's more nice out. But other than that, it's been beautiful. The people here are nice. Everybody, the food is oh shit.
This is public now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute that part out.
Alright.
But yeah, the boardwalk is fire. Yeah, where you were at is Long Branch, so Long Branch is pretty cool. That's, like I said, that's where I reside. So shout out to Long Branch, and yeah, Jersey's cool. It's a vibe. I like that you had a great experience for your first time being out here. Can't complain. So that's good. That's good.
Nah, thank you for having me out here type shit and showing me around, and the love and support, like for real.
For sure.
It's been unbelievable.
Make sure you met some good people. So definitely, you're always welcome.
Shout out to the people. You feel me? I can't say all the names because I haven't met so many people, but
Yeah.
if we done, been in the same room, we done spoke. Definitely shout out to you and thank you for the energy, because it goes a long way.
Absolutely, absolutely. How have you utilized your music and popularity to branch into other business ventures or creative fields?
How have I used my music and popularity to branch into other fields? I guess it's kind of like I would say it's like a resume.
Yeah.
From the time you start to the time you're still doing it. You build bridges and relationships, and doing stuff like this, I would say people can actually
sit and watch and listen.
Yeah, and get a better perspective on a
and
person.
See what your opinion.
Yeah.
Because they only know you from music. They don't really know what your thought is and what your viewpoint is on certain topics and things of that nature. So that's what's up. That's what's up. I was gonna say too, like networking, that's like what I told them earlier. I said, what was it? 2 things you need in life is networking and what was the other one? I said I was gonna write it down too. It was networking and branding. I think it was networking, but something like that. But networking is gonna get you through rooms that you didn't think that you would be on. What challenges have you faced in these endeavors, and how have you overcome? Have you faced challenges when it came to learning about credit or putting yourself into the music lane and then using that as a foundation to branch yourself out into, say, modeling or brand ambassadors or things of that nature?
I would say with the credit, it gave me something else to want for the people around me.
Yeah.
That I knew that was it was important information, and it wasn't something that I gained from. I don't gain from me helping somebody learn anything about credit.
Mm-hmm.
I gain nothing from that. So the credit thing is beautiful. I like it. I don't even know how to fully explain it, because it's so complex, and
it's very there's layers to it.
Yeah.
In a sense.
I feel like you just gotta jump in that water.
Yeah, you just gotta start off with just your credit score and learn what your credit score is and how, you know what I'm saying, and utilize, you feel me, ChatGPT, it'll break it down.
Get Credit Karma to see your TransUnion and your Equifax, and then get Experience. Them are 2 different apps and then you'll be able to follow the 3 most important bureaus that's talked about most. But there's more than just them 3 bureaus. There's a lot of bureaus out there. When you go to places and they're checking your credit, they're running your credit like that.
Definitely. You know, just take his advice. He just, you know, giving y'all the sauce a little bit, sauce, not too much. And are there any upcoming projects outside of music that you're excited about? If it's on some, you don't want to tell too much, you don't want to speak on too much, but I know you did say you have a lot of visuals dropping this year, so we're definitely looking forward to those.
Yeah, I'm on the verge of actually getting out and not so much doing the podcast setting, but just getting out there and just interviewing people and
doing visuals, yeah, more visuals of
their
like
minds and stuff like
the public, and you know, it's cool.
Yeah,
I never know what people think about it, and you know, their viewpoint.
I think it'd be cool to get the people perspective and what and their mind and their thoughts that's behind the cameras mostly. You know, that's not getting interviewed. You know, but they're doing so much. Like they're a platform themselves.
Yeah.
But nobody's looking at, you know, the platform. They're only looking at the people that's standing on the platform or the people that's on the platform.
Right.
So I want to get more of their opinion and their insights, and you know, just pick their minds, because I think it's creative. It's a genius mindset to have at the end of the day.
I definitely, and I don't know. Like I said, physically I haven't seen you since 2018. It's 2025, so it's been a while. So much growth between the both of us. Like, you know, give you your flowers. Like, thank you for teaching me a lot of what you've taught me when it came to marketing, when it came to, you know, how to be a music manager. Fun fact, if nobody ever knew, I used to be his manager, and he taught me so many things. That's really why I got so engulfed into the music lane, and you know, I have so many friends that do music, so I was just like, let me use podcasting, let me interview artists, especially a few of my friends, and utilize that to just go crazy. Now, you know, I'm able to do, you know, now I tapped into camera and photography, now I do videos and events and everything like that. So definitely book me, definitely, you know, deposit ready, just throwing it out there, deposit ready. I do charge for any of my services, but we can always work something out. You know, I'm very affordable. I don't be going too crazy like $500-$600, but it's going to get to that point with the experience and with the exposure. So I definitely appreciate you for being here.
We definitely want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Just stay tuned. Because at the end of the video, we got bloopers coming for y'all.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're going to let that ride out.
Well, yeah. He said gonna let that ride out. But, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Safe travels back. Like, you know, we're just going to keep going crazy. And, you know, we're going to touch our first milli this year. So, can't wait.
That's definitely a plan.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody back in Minnesota. You know, like I said, I can't say everybody's name because it's just that many people. So shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Las Vegas. Shout out to everywhere I got people that's looking. Shout out, you know, the UK. Shout out a lot of them foreign countries and third world countries that's been supporting. And hopefully,
you got support in Jersey too now.
Oh no, I definitely, I believe, I was like, you know, it's been nothing but love out here.
You show love for sure.
Big love out here.
Especially when you're mad, genuine, cool, like you're a vibe, like people gonna fuck with you. Like they gonna be like, oh yeah, bro, solid. Like he's a solid guy.
I look out here a lot, y'all. Like y'all definitely will end up seeing more of me out here if y'all, you know, cool and open to me, you know, being out here more.
Nah, facts. Well, like I said, it was a pleasure. I'm happy, you know, finally get visuals of the interview with Dondonthegreat. Like, and if you know, go look bro up. Like he does a lot, and oh my goodness, like he has stories for days. That's another. I'm gonna save this story because I was gonna bring up a story, but I'm gonna save that story for another day because that's his own episode. Because I'm really gonna tell y'all like to tap into his intellect and his mindset on certain things when it comes to businesses and projects. That like don't sleep on it. Literally, like don't sleep on bro. Like I said, this is why this is why I feel like, you know, he's been a part of the Vernlogic journey. He's been a part of like, you know, getting me to where I am, as well as, you know, if you know, you know. people that have been a part of me, and things of that nature. But yeah, shout out to everybody watching, shout out to everybody tapping in, shout out to everybody believing me, shout out to everybody that just started tapping in. If you want a podcast, hit me up, let me know. If you need any work done, logos, resumes, websites, pictures, videos, engineers, anywhere. And it's just not in Jersey. I got people all over, so we all eat. That's what it is over here. It's the winning team. We the only team. But shout out to everybody. Like I said, peace, love, prosperity to you and yours. And shout out to Don. Make sure y'all comment below and tell him safe flight. And make sure you guys go follow him and tap into him. And shout out to Minnesota as well.
And if you ain't got one, get one. You hear me? Like, definitely reach out to Vernlogic right here. If you ain't on this couch, or if you ain't been sitting next to Vernlogic right here yourself in person, it's different. It's definitely different, and that's why I made sure I came out here to get this done in person, because the audio was just so real, and the relationship that we had built over the time was just so real and genuine, authentic, that it was only right to come, and do it in person, yo.
Yeah.
And like I said, I want to say thank you again, give your flowers. I'm proud of what you're doing and the person that you're becoming, and how you're going about it. Like, you're doing it in such a positive way, and I respect the hustle, the grind.
Appreciate it, no doubt. Thank you.
Always, yo.
Yeah, for sure. I love y'all. See y'all later.
Stay tuned. The food is
George.
The food is good. I've been loving every part of that.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. I'm like, we almost done.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, you good.
I was out.
Yo, bro. I told you take your ass upstairs.
Yo,
I'm putting this in the bloopers too.
Listen.
I'm putting this in the bloopers. It's still recording. Yeah. So.
Hey, yo, word is bond. I was in my dream. I heard, yo, George. I'm like, yo, leave me the fuck alone, man. That's crazy. That shit was real. That's what happened.
I bet.
All night
Now,
dreaming.
see, look.